Hey, welcome back to the channel. It is a beautiful morning. I am out here at Devil's Backbone, which is in Loveland, Colorado. That there, all those rocks protruding up out of the side of the hill there is the Devil's Backbone. Kind of a cool natural geological formation. So anyways, just out here, beautiful morning. You got the mountains, you got the wonderful trails, got the sun coming up. Just love it. Well, today I am reviewing the Brooks Caldera 7. Check them out right there. Yeah, this is a good shoe, but one that I have mixed feelings about. So Brooks did send me these shoes for the purpose of review, but know that all thoughts and opinions are strictly my own. I will be honest, and that's gonna come out in today's video. So if you're new here, please consider subscribing. If you're already a subscriber, thank you very much. Consider joining the channel membership, only $1 a month. You get exclusive access to some of my content and early access to a lot of the videos that I publish as well, and it just generally goes to support the channel. So appreciate that very much. Okay, with that out of the way, today on the Caldera 7 review, I'm going to be talking about the build quality, the comfort, the performance, and the overall value. I do want to give a quick shout out to some of my sponsors, namely The Feed. Thank you very much for your support. You can get all your nutrition and hydration products at The Feed. Go check out my affiliate link down below, and you can possibly claim a $15 credit to spend on whatever you want. Also, HydroPack for making some amazing soft flasks and other hydration products. And lastly, T8 for making some pretty awesome shorts. These are the Sherpa shorts, which have an integrated waist belt, and of course their Commandos underwear for a guaranteed chafe-free solution. Okay, with all that out of the way, let's talk about the Caldera 7. But first, voiceover Chad, why don't you tell us about some of the specs and features of the shoe? Brooks states, delivering long-haul comfort for lengthy trail runs, the Caldera 7 trail running shoe combines premium cushioning with a durable, dynamic feel for a stable ride on varied terrain. As for some of those specs and features, you get a nitrogen-infused DNA Loft version 3 midsole, a mesh upper which contains 42% recycled material with durable overlays, a fully gusseted tongue, trail tack rubber outsole with 4mm lugs, a 36mm heel stack, 30mm toe stack for a 6mm drop, weighing in at 300 grams or 10.6 ounces in a men's size 9 or 266 grams, 9.4 ounces in a woman's size 8, and a US MSRP of $150. Chad, back over to you. So I've had the Brooks Caldera 7 shoe out for a small handful of runs, about 40 miles as of this very recording. It'll be closer to 50 miles by the time I'm done with this run. Oh, there's some deer. There they go. Huh, pretty neat. So all the B-roll footage that you're about to see was recorded after this run. So you're seeing the shoe in its true state. So let's talk about build, and then we'll move on to comfort after that. Overall build or build quality. Overall, I'm really impressed with the shoe. Brooks seems to know what they're doing. They've been making shoes for a long time, and they make a lot of shoes. And I think that really came out with this shoe as well. So overall build or build quality, I'm quite impressed. You've got some good overlays around the toe box and along the side that add some structure and durability. Nice toe cap there in the front of the shoe, keep your toes nice and protected. You do get some good, decent padding rather around the ankle and the heel, although the fabric, in my opinion, is maybe a little rough. Not problematic, just notice that it's not necessarily the softest of material. The laces are kind of a textured material, so they stay tied. They don't come loose at all. And then I'll show you here, you have this stretchy component right here across the top of the tongue, so that all your laces can get tucked in underneath that to just hold them in place so they don't get caught on anything. So that's pretty nice. Again, these overlays around the side and around the eyelet chain, it's just a really nice, super durable textured type of material. Not your typical TPU overlays on the side, although you do get that, as mentioned, across the toe cap there. you get a little bit of padding in that tongue, which is gusseted. Thank you very much, Brooks. I love that. Helps offer just a little bit more security around your foot and offer just a little bit more comfort as well. Keeps the tongue in place so it's not drifting or moving side to side on you. And then moving down the shoe, you do get that DNA Loft midsole. Seems to be pretty good. Haven't felt any signs of premature fatigue or compression. We'll see long term how long that actually lasts, but I don't think you're gonna run into problems with that midsole in the long run. And then at the very bottom, you got that Trail Tack green rubber. Seems to be adequate. No signs of premature wear on that either. So overall build, I think, Brooks, you did a good job. I'm gonna give it an 8 out of 10, just a solid score. So yeah, really no complaints. Moving on to the comfort of the shoe. So I'd say that this is where it starts to get a little bit mixed. Okay, don't get me wrong. Overall, this is a very comfortable shoe. It is more of a max cushioning type of shoe with 36 millimeters of stack in the heel, 30 millimeters in the forefoot, and of course that nitrogen infused DNA Loft midsole. It is soft, it is kind of bouncy, and pretty fun to run in. It keeps things comfortable even on the long runs. However, I feel like Brooks tried almost too hard. They tried too much to make this an ultra plush shoe. So again, the midsole is really nice. It feels good underfoot. I mean, it's kind of bouncy and gives you some good feedback, but I feel like they unnecessarily, I'll show you, made it a little more bulky than necessary. So there's just a lot of extra midsole around the toes and then a lot around the heel as well. I mean, it just really protrudes out on each side quite a bit. So I don't know, not the best design. I think maybe because the midsole is so soft, they were trying to add some stability, which I suppose I get, but it's soft enough that as your foot kind of sinks down into the shoe, I feel like it's kind of pushing up against the sides of my foot as I'm, you know, with each step. I hope that makes sense. I do feel a little bit of pressure around the ball on the outside of my foot, kind of around where the big toe and the little toe are, just right on that again, on that outside portion of the front of my foot. So I feel like the midsole's kind of pressing up around the side of that just a little bit. It did cause a small hot spot on both feet right behind my big toe. Seems to be less of a problem now, but it was noticed. The other thing that I want to, I don't know, complain about, I suppose, is again, about that midsole. It doesn't offer a lot of protection. I guess that kind of goes to the outsole as well. So a lot of these rocks here that are on this trail, I'm feeling underfoot, and that's not necessarily a bad thing. It's good to feel the ground so you can adapt and adjust to it accordingly, but there's quite a few moments where I really have to consciously be careful where I'm stepping, because I know it's gonna kind of push up against the, through the bottom of the shoe and be felt on the bottom of my foot. And a few times it's a little uncomfortable. So for as much of a stack as this midsole has, it doesn't offer much in the way of protection. So I think this shoe could have benefited a lot from having just a basic rock plate or a, you know, fabric film of sorts, or TPU film or something that would just again offer some protection underfoot. That's really all I have to complain about when it comes to the overall comfort. The pros, however, are, again, I do like the softness and the bounciness of that midsole. It does offer some good comfort, especially on longer runs. I've known or seen quite a few people that have run ultras in this shoe. Moving on to the upper is overall pretty comfortable. Nothing special per se, but no real areas of complaint. Fabric, that engineered mesh, seems to conform well with your foot and allow your foot to adjust and, you know, just move around on the trail. The overlays around the side seem to hold my foot comfortably in place. The tongue has enough padding that I don't generally feel the laces. So yeah, and then that gusseted component of the tongue also helps add to the overall comfort. So to wrap comfort up, this is how I would describe it. The individual components within this shoe are great. The rubber feels good. The midsole is a great idea. The upper is well thought out. But then when it all comes together, I feel like the whole did not become greater than the sum of its parts. I'm gonna give it maybe a 7 out of 10. That's not horrible. It's a passing grade. So I feel like there's just something missing a little bit when it comes to a shoe that's supposed to be kind of a ultra plush comfort type of daily trail trainer. Oh man, I'm doing a lot of walking and talking. This isn't see Chad walk, this is see Chad run. All right, moving on. Ooh, that's a pretty cool view here, running along the ridge line. Ah, just a beautiful day, beautiful morning. I'm loving this. So moving on to the performance of the shoe, a couple highlights. One, the outsole rubber is pretty good. Really no complaints actually. It does a pretty good job at gripping on the rocks and the dirt. Those 4mm lugs just doing their job and provide enough confidence that I don't have to worry about where or what I'm stepping on. That nitrogen infused midsole is also a lot of fun to run in. When I first got the shoe, I did a small road to trail section and I was running in a 6:30 low 6-minute pace in a trail shoe on the road, and I attribute that to the midsole. It was just bouncy and just moving me right along. It was quite fun. On the trails, it provides really good feedback, especially on the downhill. It just allows my foot to kind of sink down into it and then propel me back out as I continue with each stride. Performance of the upper is also adequate. Wouldn't say is anything to write home about, but it does its job and does it quite well. Now, here's my complaint. I feel like, for me at least, the Brooks Caldera is kind of like a relationship. It was one of those shoes that I really wanted to like and feel super inspired by. I wanted to love this shoe, but Caldera 7, I'm sorry to say, I think it's best if we just remain friends. And that's probably the biggest takeaway when it comes to the performance of the shoe. It's really a good shoe, has a lot to like, but for me, I just didn't find it overly inspiring. It wasn't the shoe that I kept thinking about when I wasn't running in it. I didn't find myself thinking, I'm gonna go on a trail run. I want to run in the Caldera 7. And I feel bad saying that because there is a lot to like about the shoe. I mean, that outsole rubber does a good job. The midsole, yeah, it's bouncy and soft and can be a blast to run in. The upper does just fine, but I just found the lack of inspiration concerning. So Brooks Caldera 7, I'm gonna give you a 7 out of 10 on performance. It's not you, it's me. Oh, love these views. Just simply beautiful. Okay, I gotta say, I know I just wrapped up performance, but coming down this section with the rocks the way they are, I was pretty pleased there with the shoe, so yeah. All right, moving on with the value of the shoe at $150 US MSRP. I feel like that is an okay value. However, I do feel that there are other shoes that are probably a little better, just a little bit better quality and more overall inspiring and a more fun shoe to run in perhaps. That's not to say that this isn't a competitive price, but $150 personally, I would be looking to probably spend that money, hard-earned money, on a different shoe, something like the Salomon Genesis, maybe the La Sportiva Prodigio, or the Topo Mountain Racer 3. That doesn't mean that this is a bad shoe. So I guess that brings me to maybe throwing it back to you. Is this a shoe you're considering? Have you used the Calderas of the past? Have they been successful for you? I'd really love to hear your thoughts. Tell me if I'm off my rocker or if I'm kind of hitting the nail on the head with this shoe. This is my first experience in a Brooks shoe. I think Brooks knows what they're doing when it comes to shoes. They've been building shoes for a long time, but I just feel like there's something that I'm looking for different in this shoe. $150. Well, I already said it. I would not necessarily spend that much money on this shoe. $130, I think that would be a great value for this shoe and definitely worth checking out, but not at $150 if I'm just truly honest. So overall value, I mean, you're getting a good shoe, you're getting some really good components, but I don't feel like they came together in a way that made the overall package better than the sum of its individual parts. So I'm gonna give value a 6 out of 10. I just want to reiterate, the value isn't bad, but there are definitely shoes that I would rather spend $150 on. Again, I'm walking instead of running. This is not a C Chad walk channel. This is a C Chad run channel. Woo! Let's wrap this video up. I am actually getting hungry. I think I need to eat something from the feed. Stay tuned for much more. I've got a lot of shoe and gear reviews coming your way. So if you made it this far in the video and you're not subscribed, please subscribe. I'm really looking to grow the channel exponentially. So again, subscribe, give the video a like, and drop a comment down below. Consider joining the channel membership. I would really, really, really appreciate it. Just click the join button down below. I will see you on the next video. Remember to be consistent, express gratitude, and enjoy every mile, as I really am doing today in the Brooks Caldera 7. Beautiful morning, beautiful trails in a decently okay, good enough shoe. Oh gosh. See you on the next video. Bye now.